Welcome to Women in Combat TV. I'm your host, Amy Dillon. As a United States Marine Corps drill instructor, I trained women to go into combat.
My primary missions were high-value target acquisition, so I was part of a multifunction team which combines signals intelligence and human intelligence, so interrogators and signals. And so our primary target was to be attached to infantry units, special forces, foreign services, and we would acquire the high-value targets, so the explosive makers, the drug traffickers, the child traffickers that were in that region of Afghanistan, and transport them back to the detention center in Kandahar. So basically, I just caught the bad guys.
I just looked through the list of jobs, and he pretty much told me I would qualify for any of them. And so when I saw interrogator, that sounded exciting to me.
Somebody came to me and was like, do you want to join the Army National Guard? And I was like, yeah, like that was right up my alley because I'd lived through it for so many years and stuff as a younger child. It just felt like, it was the way to go. And so I joined.
9/11 actually made me more patriotic. I was a little scared, are we going to deploy? I'm going to go into my unit and that's going to be the first thing we're going to do. But I didn't regret my decisions.
We would do shuras with the local women. We would go out with ourselves, sometimes American forces, sometimes foreign services like the Albanian Special Forces, and we would hold it at their town hall center. So it was women and then children, all female children and all male children under the age of 7. And we would educate them on the new domestic violence laws in Afghanistan. So women no longer had to stay in marriages where their husbands were abusing them. They could go through the court system and legally get a divorce and they would be provided housing. Many of the women in that area did not have that information. We would also paint their nails for the little girls and the women because that was a luxury they often didn't have because they didn't have nail polish, and it was something that made them feel pretty. And then after the meeting, we have provided blankets, rice, shoes, and coats. So each family was provided 1 bag of rice, 1 pair of shoes per child, 1 jacket per child, and 1 blanket, because those were high value items in that area. Spin Boldak area was extremely poor, and a lot of the children that we saw walking around had no shoes on, or they had 1 shoe on, and oftentimes the shoes that they had, you could tell, came from American soldiers where it was sent over from America either in care packages or something that we provided them in our outreach services.
I think that women are just naturally born questioners, so I thought that if I was going to do something in the military, I would want it to be something I was interested in, so I went ahead and told him that I was interested in interrogation. And so when I told him that, he was like, well, that's going to require another test, because interrogation is a job in the military that requires you to speak a foreign language. So there I went back to Cleveland and took this fictitious language test that I thought I failed, and I didn't. So you didn't know what language you got until you graduated basic training. So it wasn't until I shipped and went to basic training and found out at the end of basic training that I had been selected to learn Arabic, which is 67 weeks long in California. And so there was 2 or 3 other girls that were going out there after basic training. And so off we went. Instead of going to learn our job that we had enlisted for, we had to go study the foreign language first.
When 9/11 happened, it's like all of us stopped what we was doing and all went in the break room and was watching what we was witnessing. And it was nothing that I had ever witnessed in my life, because I was just a country girl from Mississippi, and I'm a Pisces, so I'm a very emotional person. So this whole experience, even though it made me a stronger person, everything, I'm very soft-hearted and feel things like that. So I just felt everybody and everything, and I felt like I had to go and fight for my country.
So a platoon leader is the person who's responsible for everybody who is under them, to make sure their health, welfare, and safety, that they're all good to go. And then you're also in charge of going to all different briefs, understanding what you're going to do, and then disseminating the information that you receive from the higher ups to complete the mission that they give you.